Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. I'm actually here to do I'm here to do something I've never done before. And instead of a punishment commentary, this is gonna be a fun commentary. It's just unfortunate that Safi was too retarded to be on it. So, I'll explain the rules, I'll explain what I'm watching. I've got Papa John's pizza, pepperoni on top of 6 cheeses, and black olives, mushrooms, and sausage on the other side with 6 cheeses. So it's safe to say that we've basically got everything. And what happened with the Drinky Poo situation, unfortunately, is that I wanted Crush, and they ran out of Crush. And then I asked for Sierra Mist. They didn't have any small Sierra Mist. And so they actually gave us a 2-liter of Sierra Mist for the same price of a 20-ounce Sierra Mist. So I got this lukewarm Sierra Mist. I'm not happy about it. Ugh. You know, when you drink pizza, when you eat pizza, do you really want to have lukewarm Sierra Mist? Like, I don't have any ice, so I'm going to be watching The Suicide Squad, and then later I'll watch it with Safi. So, effectively, I'm watching a movie twice, which is basically like torture, but it's going to be fun torture. And basically, every time I like something, I'm going to take a bite of pizza. And the reason why I'm doing that is actually because I was thinking about what my favorite commentary was. And it was really hard for me because a lot of these commentaries have been absolute torture. Eating these gross foods, feeling sick the next day, feeling sick the rest of the day after I do a commentary. But the one commentary that I remember like, oh, I actually liked that one a lot, was the Tenet commentary. I know we also ate beans in that one, but in that one I also had pizza. And I remember just really enjoying myself watching this like original movie from the 70s and just having a blast. So, it's time for The Suicide Squad. I wish that I was drunk, because if I was drunk I would speak louder and probably not care. But, okay, so let's start. Well, already, I like this song, so... Oh, shit! I got this pepperoni sticking out. I'm gonna eat that. Already, much bigger improvement on the last movie. And the shot is good, too. This cool shot. Take a bite. Shit. Obviously, since this is Michael Rooker, you'd think that he would survive a lot longer, since he's always in James Gunn movies, and he should survive a lot more, but no. And I thought that was kind of cool, but kind of sad at the same time, because they tease his powers in this opening scene, and it's cool he kills this bird. But then we don't get to see him use his powers in battle, which I thought was kind of sad. Oh yeah, and I like that kill too. I love the camera work in this movie too. Another butt. I love that big American flag in the background as they're all walking. Like, that's a comic book shot right there. Take another bite. I love that. They got Mr. Pibb. And Mr. Pibb is actually my favorite soda. Oh, gross. Here's Harley Quinn. She's the worst part of the movie. By far. This scene's good. They're all taking a bet on who's gonna die. Which I never thought anyone would die in the opening scene. Since they advertised the movie as that there's 17 members and a lot of them die in the opening scene, so it's like, is there really 17 members of the Suicide Squad? Can you really say that? I guess. God, that lukewarm serum mist is so gross. The Weasel is a great character too, because I just thought that he was like a joke character that they added in. If they make a second one, which I hope they do, I'd love to see more of the Weasel. Something that I really don't like is that something that I don't like is that if you look at this opening scene, basically everyone here dies. And it's like they don't even really have a chance. And so you have to question, did they even want them to do the mission to begin with? Because just thinking about the strategy here of bringing these specific people here, I mean, these are some weak-ass members of the squad. Like Mongal, she can't do shit. And then the Javelin guy, I mean, these people are pathetic. And so it's like, I think that they were sent there on purpose as a basically for all of them to die. Really defeats the purpose of the scene, because the scene is really only supposed to show how dangerous the mission is and how anyone could die. But when you when you watch it a second time, it comes into question. I mean, Harley Quinn has a bazooka with like one shot in it. I like that effect. Now that's something I really hate, is that Harley basically just ran up this beach with bullets shooting and shit. And it's like she has some serious plot armor. I mean, it is ridiculous. I played this game, Call of Duty World War II, where you had to run up this area while just one guy with a turret shot at you. And it took, on the hardest mode, it took me like 1,000,000 times to beat that. It did not just take... they basically just shot around her. Like, they shot on both sides for it is ridiculous. But I'm supposed to be enjoying this. This is bad. I am enjoying it. I was also sad to see that Nathan Fillion would get killed off. Because Nathan Fillion, he's getting seriously disrespected in Hollywood nowadays. He was supposed to play Nathan Drake. They fucked that up and cast fucking Iron Boy Jr. And then he gets to be in the Suicide Squad, and he gets killed off in... How many minutes did it take? It took 11 minutes for Nathan Fillion to get killed off. Very sad. You should, honestly, instead of having the Weasel come back at the end, you should have had, like, a scene, like, out of the Monster Squad, where the detachable kid, like, pieces himself back together at the end. That would have been cool. I just think that this is kind of like... This is just fucking retarded. It's one thing to show that it's dangerous and that anyone can get killed, but Savant, like, doesn't have any weapon, basically. It's just him, and then, like, one or two other people versus an entire army, and this dumbass bitch, Amanda, kills him for running away? Like, that's just stupid. Like, that doesn't make sense. What is the strategy in that? He's outnumbered. There's no point in having... I mean, what's the point in having one person try to fight, like, that entire army? Like, do you think that that's a good idea? Like, that's not good at all. So I just do not get where she's coming from. But I get they had to do it for the movie. Still, though, it's a waste. It's a huge waste. He was outnumbered. There was no point for him to stay. Ridiculous. Now the pizza's getting cold. I'm starting to think this is not going to be a fun commentary. Even though I thought that I loved this movie when I watched it the other time. She just says, let's just say they're distracted. So that indicates to me, that's very weird, because that indicates to me that she wanted all of them to die. And it sort of goes against the scene, because in the scene she's acting like they're big losses, that she's losing them, and like, oh no, I gotta kill Savant, but they're distracting you guys. So that's what they really wanted, I guess. But I just think that that's stupid, especially the fact that Harley and Rick Flag survive. And then they never question that at all. I mean, that incident... I mean, if you think about that, that's what's really weird. Is that incident never comes up later on in the film. Never. And you'd think that, like, this hardened military guy like Rick Flag, he would be, like, questioning that. He would not just be doing the mission still. He would be questioning what the hell happened on that beach. We were sent into the lion's den, even though Blackguard supposedly sold us out. I mean, just thinking about that strategically of what happened, and thinking about how that whole other team just got to mosey on through the beach and into the forest, it's just ridiculous. And I like this opening, so I'll take a bite. And this is cool. I love this, the little detail of the same kind of bird eating some flesh off him, so take another bite. Now, one thing I really do not like is this 3 days earlier thing. Because when I first watched the movie, I didn't even notice that. So, seriously. So I didn't even know when this was. I was like, what the hell? Because I was like, and obviously Idris Elba gets an automatic bite. Because whenever he's in anything, he automatically improves it. Ugh, gross, that crust is hard. So in the comics, what's Blackguard like? Is he like this? Like, cause he's really trash in this movie. So another thing that's really good about this is the fact that that little detail there of him putting Superman in the hospital with the kryptonite bullet. Now, why that's so good is because if you remember in the first movie, the piece of shit Suicide Squad, what was the purpose of the Suicide Squad? It was in case there was another Superman-like being that would come to Earth, and so they would have a squad that could handle that kind of a threat, and they could just, they wouldn't care if they died or not, and so they could just... So right here you have a guy who literally put the real Superman in the hospital. So there you go. I mean, he's automatically a million times more qualified than any of the other members of the squad. I don't really like this scene with him and his daughter. That's kind of like one of the worst scenes of the movie because it's just like so cliche at this point. But it is funny. Yeah, that's another butt. Like, I like her a lot in this movie, but in some ways I liked her better in the other one, because in the other one she was honest with them, and she was actually sort of like on their side. Like at the end when she gives them all a reward for doing what they did. But in this version, she's basically like this cold, evil manipulator who just, she's really the villain of the movie if you think about it, because most of the deaths in the movie, in fact, I would say almost all of the deaths happen because of her, indirectly. So, I would say that that's something that should be answered in the future. Because, she, I don't know, it's just, it's one thing to have a one-off Suicide Squad, but if you have a series and you just have this cold-hearted, evil bitch at the top, is it really going to work? Because I kind of like it when she's on their team as well. So I kind of wish that maybe they would give her an arc where she turns more to their side a bit. And I like this scene a lot too. Because I love the dialogue. There's a lot of characters in comic books that are basically the same. Like these two, Peacemaker and Bloodsport. They do the exact same thing. They have the exact same backstory, but yet they're different a little bit. And I just think that that's really a nice touch to add that, because a lot of people have that conversation. They talk about Moon Knight and Batman, Black Cat and Catwoman. So, now here's the star of the movie, the Polka-dot Man. He is my favorite one. But I like all of them, so. If you think about it too, the other team, the one that got killed on the beach, they didn't get to have this presentation given to them about this important mission and with all this information. They just got taken out and dropped in there. I mean, I don't even think they talked about the mission until they were like on the helicopter. So that's another indicator that that first team was basically just a setup team. Which is kind of sad, to be honest, because I kind of would have preferred if it had been, I don't know, it feels like a cheap way to kill those characters and just kill a bunch of characters off right away. Every movie has flaws, and you can just overlook them. If you like the movie, you can just overlook those flaws. I mean, I just fucking hate this stupid ass shit. This plot armor Harley Quinn. I'm so sick of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I am sick of it. She was good in Suicide Squad because they sexualized her, which is literally what the character was made for. She's Joker's bitch. That's literally her character. And then in Birds of Prey, of course, they ruined it and turned it into a trash feminazi character. And then in this movie, she's basically like this boring, bland, annoying, plot armor woman. You have this stupid cliche scene here, straight out of Green Lantern, the movie, where you catch, where the protagonist catches a character, and that character is dying. And when they're dying, they give the protagonist a very important present, and it's going to help them save the world. That is such a cliche, been there, done that type of scene. What a trash-ass scene to have in the Suicide Squad, a movie that's supposed to be this dark, edgy film. It would have been so much. You know what would have been really cool? Just imagine if Harley had been like, I'm gonna take, cause wouldn't it have been cool if, like, she was just going around, like, stealing stuff off of the different characters? Like, oh, what's that? Is that a cool little gun there that you got there, Weasel, or, whoever. And she's like, oh, that's a cool mask. I'm going to take that, a little souvenir that I can take home with Joker. That would have been much cooler, in my opinion, than this stupid cliche scene. And then they have, like, the little stupid joke where he doesn't tell her why she needs the javelin. And, we as an audience know. So, like, what's the point of that? It's not a joke if it is something, that the audience that can easily figure out and that she should easily be able to figure out. Like, whenever that type of thing happens, it's obviously for defeating the villain. Now, something I love here is the fact that they actually, James Gunn came from Trauma. And he actually made Polka-dot Man look like the Toxic Avenger right now. And I think that that's really cool. There's a lot of trauma in this movie, and I think that's why I like the movie, is that it takes all the elements from trauma that work, and it applies them to a more serious and a better film instead of like a cheap schlocky movie like the trauma movies. The scene is good. The scene is funny. It's just that it's really, really jarring that in an R-rated movie where you can do literally whatever you want, you choose to have John Cena in his underpants, and then you zoom in on his crotch. But then there's no woman who's that naked in the movie, and so it's like, what the hell's up with that? It's just very jarring. It's like, that's really gay. Like, if you do one, then have the other two, is all I'm saying. Okay, obviously that's another retarded line. If I gamble on love, then it'll be a worthy death. What a gay line. God, I can't believe this. This is supposed to be fun. This is not fun. They're showing him again. Now this scene is just straight out of Rambo movies. You know, where Rambo walks into a POW camp or whatever, and he just kills a bunch of random foreigners, and then he saves the day. Like, that's basically what this scene is making fun of. And I'm so glad this movie was rated R. Finally, a movie was made for me. I mean, I see all this bullshit about representation, and I want to see myself on screen. Well, I want to see a movie that's made for me, and that is an R-rated movie. We don't get any R-rated movies. We just get shitty shit. Now, obviously, this is the woman who played the Doctor in The New Mutants. And I told you guys she was terrible in that movie. She was not a good villain. Well, here you go. They cast her in another movie where she's not the villain and she does a good job. So it just shows it's all about casting sometimes if an actor is bad. No. Ah! Now I have to watch the stupid Harley Quinn spin-off show. Oh. God. I'm not gonna be eating pizza for a while. Damn it! It's cold now! 'Cause of this stupid ass shit. You're not a princess, you're an annoying, trash, plot armor character that I am sick of. I want some drinky poo. Safi! 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 There, that's another cringe wait! Safi! She just played like hopscotch in this palace, and then we have to have another scene where you got a guy in his underpants. Safi!
What do you want?
Bring me a Sierra Mist bottle and bring me a pepperoni slice. I don't want to stop the video. But you have to have another guy in his underwear. It's just gross. It's like, really? But then there's no women that are naked like this in the movie, except for like that random topless dancer. in the back of the club. Like, that's it. That's all we get. It's just so blatant. It's like, it's so annoying. It really pisses me off. I hate this part. This part is so stupid. I mean, oh God. Oh, there's this gay sequence. It's like a different movie. It's like, is this Birds of Prey now? Like, this whole sequence is basically straight out of Birds of Prey. I mean, James Gunn must have really liked Birds of Prey, because this is... Thanks, Safi. From Safi and Marco dish out on movies sometimes. Ah!
You want me to shake it?
Shake it?
Take it?
Oh. Yeah. Ah! Ah!
Just don't spill that. That is dangerous.
You got it.
Okay,
They gave me lukewarm Sierra Mist. They
it's in
said...
the refrigerator.
You did?
Yeah, we got it out of our song.
That's weird, because it's like lukewarm, basically.
I don't know, maybe they had just put it in. Oh, it feels cool.
Now, of course, we got the supposed sex scene right here. And what happens? They're having sex with their fucking clothes on! Look at this stupid ass shit! Look at that! Looks awful! What kind of a scene is this? What a ripoff! This is rated R! Oops. Where did my water go? Shit. Where did it go? Fuck. Like, I really don't care. This whole sequence with Harley is just one big I don't give a flying fuck. This whole sequence is a bizarre experiment. This pizza is so cold, it's disgusting. I thought I was going to be shoving pizza down my throat, fighting the urge to puke, and instead, I'm hardly even eating any pizza. And then, of course, you have this stupid shit. Ugh. This monologue is just cringeworthy. I mean, it's so... Ugh. I hate it. It's... This monologue is so badly written. What a terribly written monologue. That monologue is like a monologue that a 5-year-old girl would write. Alright, not a 5-year-old, like a 12-year-old girl who liked Harley Quinn. And she's like, I'm gonna write my own Harley Quinn story! And she wrote this, like, shitty monologue. And it's like, that's what it would be like. Because when I was that age, I wrote stuff that was like that was that bad. And so... I know, it's still going on. I mean, this movie is called The Suicide Squad, and we're spending all this time with this stupid... This side story shit. And of course, a bunch of birds get killed. Like, what's this movie's obsession with birds? God, I can't believe it. I'm hungry. I want to eat some pizza. I've only had like 7/8 of a slice of pizza. And it's like an hour into this movie. Oh, finally, we're back to the team. Oh, finally. Thank God. That origin story. And now we're gonna get 2 bites in this scene. Because we get to see, of course, his mom is everywhere. Okay. Pizza. Narco love pizza. Don't know why this time lapse sequence is necessary. I don't like that, but and there's Milton. Oh, finally. This is really turning out to be like an accurate, like, if you want to judge the film like this is really like accurate to, like, in terms of the experience of watching the movie and liking things and not liking. So this is basically like the first time I've ever done this. This is an experiment. It's a bizarre experiment, like the dictator said. So you know what? For what Taika Waititi did with Thor and Thor Ragnarok, I'm glad he died in this movie. F that piece of shit. For ruining Thor. Turning Thor into a joke, and a trash joke at that. Tokenizing Valkyrie. What a jackass. Good riddance to that jackass. I mean the character, obviously. Seeing him die as the character. So I'm gonna take a big ass bite of this pizza for that. Mushroom. I really like that whole scene though, so I'm gonna take another bite. It's just a fantastic character building scene. And I gotta take another bite because there's Lloyd Kaufman. 1, 2. There's Mantis. Remember, guys, for some reason, when I reviewed the trailer, I was really worried about this scene. I remember that now, like, I was like, uh-oh, I really like the trailer, but I'm not sure about that nightclub scene that I saw in the trailer. And of course, okay, that's hilarious. Oh, that is terrifying. And of course, King Shark is all alone. And yes, I would like to see a King Shark movie where it's just King Shark. That's why I think it's so funny when people say that a Godzilla movie wouldn't work without the humans. Is because King Shark in this movie is so good, he could definitely hold his own movie. So Godzilla could too. Dipshits. Now here's the only female nudity we get in the entire movie. Just this pair of tits that just gets quickly covered up after like a second of them being shown. What a disgrace to R-rated cinema. It's really shocking coming from Troma that that's the only female nudity in this movie. I know that's a weird thing to rag on, but it's rated R. You could literally do whatever you want, basically. Maybe James was worried about doing that because he'd think that all the cancel culture weirdos would say that he's a creepy guy who put all this nudity in there or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, remember how he wrote those joke tweets and then he puts this nudity in this movie? You know, maybe it's something like that, but now Operation Harley, yeah, fuck you. Who cares about Harley? Let her die. Jeez. Now I gotta suffer with more of her. God damn it. No more pizza for me. Gotta watch more of this annoying twat. I will say it too. Somehow this is almost worse than Birds of Prey. Whenever Harley Quinn is in this movie all by herself. Like, Birds of Prey was bad. It was really bad. But at least it had some stuff in it that was good. Like the Huntress I really liked. But this is just awful, seeing this. At least Harley shaves her armpits, I'll say that. Because honestly, I wouldn't have had Harley shave her armpits. If you're a criminal woman like that, especially if you're in prison, then you're not really going to be able to shave your armpits, are you? I mean, I guess this is sort of like a reversal of Guardians of the Galaxy, where Gamora was going to get raped by all those guys in the prison shower or whatever, and then the Guardians come in and save her. I guess it's kind of reversal of that. If that's what James was trying to do, then, you know, that's cool. It's just that, you know, this is just fucking retarded to have this, like, what is she, like 120 pounds? You have this 120 pound woman pick up like a 300 pound guy and then crush his neck with her legs. It's just ridiculous. Even movie. I mean, how hard would it have been to just have like a really skinny, tiny guy who you could imagine her being able to pick up? How hard would that have been? Like, they're not even getting one shot out. They have a full armor on. They have guns. It is just... There's no change in strategy. It's basically like a video game level where they're just all just waiting for her to kill them. I mean, this is just some plot armor bullshit. And of course, we have the infamous feminazi shit where the woman has to tear her dress and use it. Like in Ready or Not, she tears her wedding dress. This is by far, everything with Harley is just the worst part of the whole movie. If you cut this out, I legitimately would like the movie more. The fact she's able to just easily kill them is just so laughable. This sequence is exactly why we do not like agendas in movies. Is because you have this type of stupid shit. And then it's like something... Ugh. Why is this sequence? What is this sequence? Harley Quinn is at this weird crossroads where for some reason she's treated like an anti-hero type of character, even though she's evil as hell. I mean, this alone is a better Godzilla movie than any of the Godzilla movies we've gotten in the past million years. That's embarrassing. This is great. Someone complained about this. Like, they didn't notice that the whole movie was really over the top. And so they complained about Bloodsport taking 20 seconds to put together his gun. Like, that's the point. I'm just gonna eat pizza because from now on I love everything. So, and that was overall a very good ending to a very good movie. Again, so anyways, I would say overall that was a pretty fun commentary. Honestly, I was just kind of wanting to watch the movie again, so I thought I might as well film it. I stand by everything that I said in my review. I still think that it's a really good movie. It's basically like a fantastic movie. But I really don't like Harley Quinn. I don't like a couple of other things, but they're kind of minor in detail. So overall, I still really like it. So yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye, everybody.